Luigi Mangione was extradited yesterday from Pennsylvania to New York City. And I don't know if you guys saw the picture, but look at all these NYPD officers, and he's just sitting there in his orange jumpsuit. It feels like they caught like the Joker or like some crazy Marvel villain or something. It's insane how they're treating him. Now, they did something weird with the charges that I haven't really seen before, and a lot of lawyers that practice in New York are saying the same thing, that it's kind of odd. We'll talk about that in a minute. But right now, I have to be extradited to my favorite place. Can you guess where that is? That's right. I'm going back to the dentist. And if you saw my video that kicked off this whole topic, you'll know that I hate going to the dentist because it's never been a great experience. However, the dentist I actually go to is a great experience. I just hate the idea of going to the dentist. But we're not here to talk about the dentist. We're here to talk about Luigi and what you guys have been saying in the comments about whether or not you would nullify if you were on the jury. Let's talk about it like normal people. I mean, besides this jacket and these shades, I'm just a normal person. So what we've got is a question of whether or not he's a terrorist or if he's just being civilly disobedient. Well, with civil disobedience, you're supposed to get caught. You're supposed to take accountability. That's why jury nullification isn't the answer here. And that's where I'm kind of weirded out, right? They're not charging him just with the murder. They're charging him with this thing that I really haven't seen. They're charging him with federal charges and state charges. There's a real strategy behind that. There's a reason they're doing it. And that's where I'm kind of like, well, maybe they are trying to paint him as a terrorist, right? The strategy behind charging him with federal crimes and state crimes is that they get to pick and choose what rules apply whenever they want. Let me explain. In a federal trial, you have federal rules of evidence. You have federal rules of what can come in and what can't come in. In a state trial, you have to follow the state rules. So here they'd have to follow the state rules of New York. If they pick a venue like a federal court to hear this trial, they get to present evidence to the jury that would be admissible in federal court that might not be admissible in state court. But because they have federal charges, the judge has to let it in. Now, the judge is going to tell the jury, you can only consider this evidence for the federal charges. But we all know the jury's going to hear what they want to hear. And the jury can't really put out of their minds the things that they heard. You can't unring that bell. That's what the defense will be arguing against. But it's going to be an uphill battle. The other aspect to it is that when they charge him with federal crimes, it opens up new punishments, right? So the federal crime of crossing state lines to stalk somebody, that's what they charged him with. They said he was stalking the CEO. That opens up punishments like death penalty or life in prison when maybe New York State doesn't allow that for the state charges. So when I think of whether or not Luigi is acting in civil disobedience versus acting as a terrorist, I don't think he's a terrorist. But it seems like the state, the prosecution, is treating him a little bit extra, okay? Hey, what's up? Hey, I'm filming right now. I'm at the School of Dentistry. All right, just call me when you're ready. I'm just filming. Yeah. All right, I'll see you, man. All right, see you. Say bye. Sorry, that was Luigi's lawyer. Again, civil disobedience means that you take responsibility. So he should not be nullified by the jury. He should be held accountable because that's the purpose, right? Well, no, the other reason that people are saying is the purpose is that he wants to get his message out. You can't kill someone and get your message out. I mean, come on, dude. That's like, that's a little extreme. Think about terrorists. They all have their own cause, and these foreign terrorists, they kill people for their purpose. That's not okay. We're not okay with that. So I'm kind of torn. I really am. Like, I want justice. I want the justice system to work. I want him to be convicted because that's what he did, but I also understand what he did. And I think that the message he's trying to send is a good message. That we need to fix the healthcare system. We need to work on that here. That's a major problem in our country. But I'm telling you all this because I want you to understand that it's okay to have this dissonance. It's not unnatural. It's not unusual. It doesn't mean you're a bad person. And we should not, the one thing we should not do that I know Luigi would not want us to do is to divide ourselves over this issue. Don't let Luigi's message be lost over this. Now, for all the people who think that he should get the death penalty or get life in prison, I also get that, right? Because he did kill someone. The whole idea of life for a life is a concept, but it's also not that forward thinking. Now, the other side of it that's kind of hard to grapple with is What is a good punishment for Luigi? What is a fair and just outcome? I get the whole eat the rich thing, but we aren't going to let him off scot-free. That's just so insane, because then every single person who has their own justification can kill someone. We're not going to let that happen. We don't believe in that. As a country, we just don't believe in that. Society doesn't function that way. But on the other hand, I mean, do we give him the death penalty? He did kill someone, a life for a life, like we said, but that's pretty harsh. It's not like that's like not equal to the people who really brutally murdered someone else. I mean, how extreme are we willing to go for the punishment here? I don't think any extreme serves any purpose. What do you guys think? By the way, if you want to know what set off this whole topic for me on this channel, my trip to the dentist, my hate for insurance, click the video on the top. And if you want to know what I think as a lawyer of all the evidence mounting against Luigi and that he's probably going to be found guilty, click the video on the bottom.